All right. good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this, right? So it's literally just after Thanksgiving, November 24th, 2023. Happy belated Thanksgiving for all the people that obviously celebrate Thanksgiving. Some people that are watching this might be in Canada or out of the country and you're not celebrating Thanksgiving. But I do have a question, by the way. I'm really wondering, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? It was actually some friendly debate at our house recently, and it's been the last couple of years of whether it's the green bean casserole or the cranberry or the turkey, or we have steak at our house sometimes, and sometimes it's ham. Is it maybe the stuffing? Is it, the corn casserole? What is it in, even sweet potato casserole? What is it at your house? And everybody has like a different tradition, and maybe there's a special dish that you've created over the years, or maybe your parents, your grandparents used to make something, and you've followed suit. Let me know what that is. I'm really, really curious. What is your favorite dish in Thanksgiving, at Thanksgiving? What is it? Put it in the chat, let me know. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, the state of the market in the villages. Obviously, many of you, for those that don't know, I'm the broker at Realty Executives here, located in the villages. We've got a couple of different offices around Ocala, the villages, and I'm literally in the villages offices today, and right across the street from Laurel Manor on 466. But we've been doing these updates for the last several years, and we've seen a lot of changes over the years. Right now, we've seen ups and downs in inventory. We've seen ups and downs in sales. Uh, Most recently, we've seen a uptick in inventory. Right now, we're looking at 367 properties on the market, currently on the market, available for sale as we speak in the villages. And that's, earlier on this year, we were seeing a different number. We were seeing maybe lower 300s, maybe 300 to 325. And now obviously that has gone up. And I think that's due in part to, or probably a large part to, the inventory or the interest rates going up, right? So when the interest rates went up, we saw that inventory also went up. We did see a slowdown in the marketplace, and a lot of people were asking, okay, have prices dropped? And I'm showing you live. These are the properties that are available right now, 367, as you can tell at the top. The bottom properties, as far as pricing, you're seeing here from 104 to 227. The lower 20 properties as far as inventory goes in the villages, and you're seeing that these are pretty much, most of these are going to be manufactured homes. Actually, all of them in this top 20 or bottom 20, however you want to look at it, are essentially the lowest price properties on the marketplace today. And those are all mobile homes, manufactured properties. And for those that don't know, the manufactured homes are they're in the eastern portion of the villages, across 441. They're in that area. Most of them, not all of them, but probably 95% of the mobile homes in the villages are on the eastern portion in the Orange Blossom, Classic Hills area of the villages on the east side of 441 for sure. But let's take a look at what else is going on as far as numbers in the villages. So let's take a look at prices. Let's see if prices have gone down. Let's look at the last 5 years. We're going to take a look at average sales price. Let's see if any of that has changed in recent history. So we look at it today, and we're looking at 2023. We're looking at January all the way through October. Obviously, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be able to look at what's happened in the month of November, but we're not done yet. We got another 7-8 days before we get to that mode. If we look at the sold prices, we look at average sales price. You see here that January 416,000 was a peak. Was actually the highest selling or highest average sales price of any January in history. February went down a little bit to 383, and then we're looking at 412 in October of 2023. That's actually $3,000 above the highest average sales price we've ever had in a month of October. So average sales price has still climbed a little bit, just incrementally. If you look at the, not to compare it to, or well, let's do compare this. 2018 October 269, 2019 281, and then a big jump up in 2020 328, another pretty substantial jump up to 353, and then a massive jump up from 21 to 22 average sales price in the month of October, and then just a slight increase from 22 to 23. So that tells you a lot. Like I think that's we one thing that's been consistent in the Villages real estate market is that we've seen big jumps, from 20 to 21, 21 to 22, and then 22 to 23. What we have seen is we've seen a jump up in average, not a jump up, a slight movement forward on average sales price, but not a big leap, not a big leap. So that's a thing. But the other thing that we've seen is that inventory has gone up, and then the number of sold properties, we've seen a really a leveling off, and then a reduction in the number of homes that have sold. So let's take a look at that. So it's not all lemon drops, gumdrops, and everything is fabulous, because sometimes realtors and sometimes brokers, I will admit that we have a tendency to actually be maybe too optimistic because we want people to buy, and I've seen that before, but I don't believe in that. I think the real, what I try to do is really convey the real news here. So one, what we've seen is inventory has gone up. We've seen average sales price go up. The one thing that we haven't seen go up, yes and no, are the number of sales that are happening in any given month. So if you look at the entire picture, if you look at 2021, you're looking at 2021 on a monthly, a month by month basis, you're seeing that the prices actually did go, or the average number did go up, right? So you look at 2020 in January, 112, 152, then down 131, and then a real trough in the early part of 2022, 23 to 82 properties, and a very similar effect happening first quarter of this year, right? January, February, March. April, a little bit of an improvement. And then in May, we made a real recovery. And you're looking at the rest of the year of this year, June, July, August, September, lots of similarities back to 2019, 2020, actually number of sales trumping those years. And then 133, lower than 2020 and lower than 21, but certainly better than 2022. So if you really look at it, we've talked about this before, the trough in the marketplace really took place back in late last year, right? Like fourth quarter of last year. So if we let's take a look at a chart. The chart's really going to show this. We see the chart here. The chart shows, this is 21 up here, 2022 leveling off with a lot of similarities to, peaks from 2018 all the way through 2020, and then a real dip in sales, real dip right here, 2023, 2022 going straight down third, fourth quarters, and then first quarter still really low, and then we're seeing a climb into the spring of this year, and then summer of this year back to normal. And then we're seeing, a little bit of a dip, third quarter of this year, a little bit of an increase, right? So very normal all the way through here. And I think this is where we're going to be. Like this is what we're going to see into next year. And we'll talk about that next month, what the projections are and what we can look forward to. But, you're seeing, a real leveling off, a real stabilization, I should say, in the marketplace, which I think is really good news for everybody, right? Like some buyers I know wish that prices would go down. And in certain cases, we've seen prices come down a little bit and negotiations be very possible depending on the model type, right? If there's a lot of, not complicated, you're seeing a lot of inventory maybe in the courtyard villas or the patio villas, and you're seeing maybe Amarillos, you're seeing a lot of those, then I think there's obviously still some price pressure on those, but still holding the line. We're not seeing a cliff where the prices are collapsing and dropping significantly, but I think there is an opportunity for buyers to actually negotiate well for themselves, and I think sellers can still get a pretty good dollar compared to what they can get 2 to 3 to 4 years ago. So hopefully that makes sense. We also, the other thing I want to tell you is that we're seeing a run on rental properties right now. So if you have a rental property you want to put into our program, I'm actually looking at, I only have four properties left as of Friday on the short term property management side, and I think we have a handful, 2 or 3 on the long term side. So if you want to rent and kind of test the market, get a feel for what the Village is all about, give us a call. Give me a call here, or you can call our office at 352-753-7500 if you need help renting a place or renting out your place. Either one, we put people through especially on the long-term side, we go through a background check and a credit check, make sure people have the ability to pay, and we try to find the best tenant possible. So any questions, let me know, and look forward to seeing everybody soon. Let me know, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? I want to know. Take care, everybody.